Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
New at noon, why and who? Just some of the questions San Antonio police have about a murder. They want to know why a man was shot and who did it.
The victim found in a car on a busy northeast side intersection. Katrina Weber tells us for now, it seems that someone got away with murder.
On a street known for heavy traffic, things are at a bit of a standstill. That includes both the cars traveling along Gibbs Sprawl Road near Castle Cross Drive and the investigation within the crime scene that area had become. San Antonio police were trying to learn more about the death of a man found in his car here around 8 o'clock last night. They determined the 37-year-old had been shot. But even today, they still don't know much else. Police say they spoke with several people here who heard the gunshots and actually saw someone, possibly the shooter, running away from the victim's car. But right now, they still don't know who that someone was. They searched the area for him, but came up empty-handed. At this time, police say they don't know the reason for the murder or exactly what the relationship was between the shooter and the man who was killed. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
The New at noon, police renewing their call for tips nearly a year after a man was left for dead on the city's northwest side.
And now police are releasing new details about the vehicle that dropped off the shooter. The shooting happened back on March 11th of last year. Scott Carter was going to work early in the morning on Storywood Drive near Loop 410 and Vance Jackson Road. Police say at some point a driver in a newer model black F-150 drove by and then dropped someone off. Officers say the pickup has chrome wheels and a chrome running board.
SAPD tells us that the person who was dropped off shot the victim. Then the driver in the truck came back to pick him up and both took off. Carter was pronounced dead at the scene. If you can help with this case, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
It is not your imagination. It's a lot chillier outside today, about a 20-degree difference.
Big difference. We had a front come through this morning, brought some big changes, although I'll tell you temperatures are trying to warm up now that we're seeing a little bit of blue sky. You can see that there on live cam. It will eventually make it into the 70s today, but what a difference this front has made. Let's look at the numbers right now. And by the way, that front settling in just into the southern part of our viewing area, so it's still plenty warm south of it, with some 80s down there around Cotulla. We're sitting at 67. We're up from 61 last hour, 63 Kerrville, 68 New Braunfels. And starting to see a few 70s on the map. You'll see 50s up across the hill country. There will be a big spread in temperatures today because of this front. And as I was saying yesterday, this is a one-day thing because moisture and warmth return right back to the area tomorrow. 67 Port SA, 67 Randolph, 68 Stinson. And there's a look at the satellite picture. Yes, clouds are trying to clear. Some more sun is going to help us boost those temperatures a little bit as we head into the afternoon. Here's what the KSAT 12-hour forecast looks like. 70 by 3 o'clock. We're up around 72, 73 for a high today. 70 by 7 p.m. And then falling back down into the 60s tonight as clouds fill in. We could see a little bit of patchy fog in the morning. And as we look at the weather headlines, it's going to be sort of weather whiplash this weekend. So cool today, hot tomorrow, and then cooling down again with another cold front. We've also got to touch on the fact that El Nino is poised to come back this summer. What does that mean for our forecast? And we're going to look at spring break, cooler temps, and another front next week. We'll break it all down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
A lot to watch for. Thank you. A third arrest now in that deadly dog attack in the West Side neighborhood on Depla Lane. This time it was for the crime of retaliation. 26-year-old Destiny Cardona, who is the sister of one of the dog's owners, arrested for retaliation. According to the affidavit, she approached a neighbor who had spoken out about the dog attack and then threatened to kill them and their family. Police opened their investigation into retaliation after there were several reports of intimidation of witnesses. It all stems from the mauling and death of an elderly man by two dogs on Depla last month. The dog's owner's 31-year-old Christian Alexander Moreno and his wife Abilene Snyder were both arrested and charged with attack by a dangerous dog, resulting in death and injury to an elderly person. They're both still in the Bexar County Jail. The new retaliation charge against Snyder's sister is a third-degree felony.
A man taken into police custody accused of driving drunk in a crash involving two children. Police say it happened just before 10:30 last night in the 600 block of Hortensia Street on the west side. That's near Meridell Avenue. Police say two vehicles collided in the intersection. One had a man and a woman inside. The other vehicle had a man and two very young children. SAPD says the man with the kids was detained for the suspicion of DWI. No one was hurt in that crash.
A powerful Mexican drug cartel now taking responsibility for the kidnapping of 4 U.S. citizens and the killing of 2 of them.
And as ABC's Derek Dennis explains, that cartel now turning over people who they say were involved in that kidnapping.
A dramatic image out of Matamoros, Mexico. 5 men found tied up near a pickup truck in the same area where the abduction of 4 Americans took place. A handwritten note on the truck's windshield claiming to be from the Gulf Cartel, saying we have decided to deliver those involved and directly responsible.
It's not of any surprise that they are under a lot of pressure to put this behind them and try to distance themselves as best they can.
The abduction on March 3rd was caught on camera 4 days later after an urgent search. Latavia McGee and Eric James Williams were found alive inside this wooden shack outside of town. The bodies of their friends, Shaid Woodard and Zindell Brown, found at the same location. Their remains were returned to the U.S. overnight.
He was my baby, you know, and for him to be taken from me like that, it was very, very hurtful.
Multiple Mexican law enforcement sources tell ABC News the cartel note is believed to be legitimate, but neither ABC News nor U.S. officials have been able to verify the authenticity of the letter. Senator Lindsey Graham says he plans to introduce new legislation to fight these cartels.
Drug cartels in Mexico have been terrorizing Americans for decades. We're going to destroy their business model and their lifestyle because our national security and the security of the United States as a whole depends on us taking decisive action.
Mexican authorities are still investigating these 5 men to determine if they were in fact involved in these kidnappings. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
Hey, the Lady Roadrunners did it again. Looked like they were going to get shot down, but ended up running off the Rice Owls. Highlights coming up.
A West Side venue is going to be awfully lively this weekend as the owner brings a bit of South by Southwest here to San Antonio. What people can expect from the show after the break.
Fiesta Oyster Bake returning next month, and organizers just announced more details about the performers. They include Everclear, Pat Green, Color Me Bad, POD, and many more. The 2023 Oyster Bake kicks off Friday, April 21st at St. Mary's University.
This scholarship fundraising musical festival features dozens of bands every year. It attracts more than 60,000 people to raise money for St. Mary's University student scholarships and university and alumni programs. You can see a full lineup of entertainers, and yeah, they got a lot of oysters there too. It's all at KSAT12.
Talk about a big time. Hundreds of artists from all over the world are in Austin for South by Southwest. And some of those acts are heading down the road to San Antonio's west side to put on a show here.
And you might want to call it a South by Southwest overflow crowd. Wow. Tiffany Huerta shares how this one-day event is bringing different cultures to a single stage.
1, 2, let's go. Hey.
I've been here with backing tracks. This time's going to be the full band, and we're just going to bring a good show.
Giovanni Ramos with the group Tarrasco Tropical will be performing at Jaime's Place, a venue that has become a staple of the West Side.
We played the Lighthouse, Jaime's Place, and multiple times at the festivals downtown.
Ramos will be performing at the Sonidos de Lejos, or Sounds from Afar, event.
We thought Jaime's Place was the perfect place to bring a bunch of curated Latin artists that are going to be at South by Southwest to the west side of San Antonio.
There will be a total of 10 artists performing here at Jaime's Place, plus local vendors and live painting.
Well, I'm extremely excited about basically having the world come to San Antonio, because if you think about it, you have South America represented, Central America represented, North America represented, Puerto Rico, and then you have an artist coming from across the pond from the UK.
You can catch these performers on Sunday, March 12th and Tuesday, March 14th at 5 p.m.
It's going to be a great event.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
Well, one thing's for sure, we ought to have some pretty decent weather for South by Southwest in San Antonio and in Austin.
Yeah, it's already looking really nice out there today.
Today is nice. You know, temperatures are a little bit cooler. I think we can live with that for sure. We've got some cooler temperatures to start spring break next week as well. Let's look at the aquifer. Still falling. I know it's not a big surprise at this point. We have not had any rain. Didn't get any rain with that front last night. Down 0.7 of a foot to 634.7. And your pollen count, Oak is even higher again today, 1,750. Hackberry also jumped up. It's a 130 moderate. Molds and mulberry are low. As I said earlier, we got some weather whiplash going on this weekend. A lot of back and forth with the temperatures. We've got the updated forecast coming up.
Right now, we are in the thick of high pollen season. Well, we're actually like that all year long. Mountain cedar levels are gone, but in its place, oak pollen is increasing.
Alyssa Cole spoke with a local immunologist who says you might want to load up on your allergy medication now to get through the next few weeks.
Itchy eyes, scratchy throats, and congestion are just a few of the pesky allergy symptoms many of us are dealing with heading into the spring season.
We just passed the cedar season and with outrageously high pollen levels. And now we're moving into spring, or we're in full spring with the oak levels pretty high too.
Oak trees are pollinating heavily throughout this month through early next month. University health immunologist Dr. Jesus Guajardo says part of the reason why some people may be feeling allergy symptoms more severe than others could be related to climate change.
You have hotter weather, you have more CO2 levels, and therefore you have plants producing more pollen. There are more plants, more CO2, more pollen, and that by itself is an issue.
If you are parents to young children, there's a general rule of thumb to keep in mind. The doctor says children younger than 3 years old do not typically experience allergic reactions to pollen. So if your child is sick, it could be from something else.
The most common reason they are having persistent nasal symptoms is either the recurring infections, they go to daycare, and every week or 2 weeks they get exposed to yet a different virus, that the parents smoke, and those two factors are very, very common.
Dr. Guajardo predicts this high oak pollen count could last for a couple of more weeks. If you're struggling with symptoms, his best advice are two options: get a monthly allergy shot or go to your local warehouse club store and load up on a year's supply of allergy medication for about $50 or $60. Alyssa Cole, KSAT12 News.
Oh, you just showed us the numbers a second ago. What is it, the oak pollen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's oak. It is, it's funny.
If you're not affected by oak very much, you're just so happy Mountain cedar's over with.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I feel like this year I've heard more people complaining about oak than I did mountain cedar. Mountain cedar was a bad season, but not as bad as it's been in years past. So we'll see how oak shapes up. Numbers are still growing. And we know that the oak trees are starting to put out their leaves and all that fun stuff. So we just got to get through it together, right? We had a cold front move through this morning, and it did cool us down. We're down about 14 degrees from where we were 24 hours ago. Not a huge cool down, but enough of one where we feel it. 16 degrees cooler than it was 24 hours ago in Fredericksburg. Everybody getting a cool down from this front as it is sort of stalled out to the south now, but we are on the cool side of things. Clouds have cleared out. That's really helping with temperatures. We've noticed the temperatures jump up now to 67. Dew point is at 54 and a north-northeasterly wind at about 6 miles per hour. There's a satellite picture, and yeah, the clouds have sort of just melted away here. We've still got a few high clouds, it looks like, out there, but the low clouds have pretty much gone, at least here over San Antonio. If you're out near Del Rio and Eagle Pass, still fairly cloudy there, and that may affect temperatures some. 64 in Austin, it's 67 here, and then it ranges all the way up to 80 as you get down to Cotulla. That front just barely on your doorstep and really won't have a big effect on temperatures to the south and west of San Antonio. But as you go north, it certainly does. 56 in Fredericksburg, 55 in Junction. So a wide range of numbers today thanks to this front. San Antonio is kind of stuck in the middle where we're in the upper 60s. And then we will make it into the 70s a little bit later this afternoon. Here's the forecast. And we're calling for 73 here in town. You'll find 80s down to the south, as we already have seen. And then some upper 70s, southern Bexar County, ranging into the low to even upper 60s as you get up into the hill country. Then clouds build back in tonight. Moisture comes back very quickly. It becomes humid tomorrow morning. And then look at the temperatures tomorrow. We're back in the 80s. Not only that, we're closing in on 90 degrees. Some places will get into the 90s tomorrow. 92 Pearsall, 92 in Devine. So what a change. And on Sunday, another front comes through and cools us right back down and takes the moisture with it. So it's a lot of back and forth, as we've been saying. And the dew point trend kind of tells the story here. So today, dew points aren't that bad. We're in the pleasant category, but they build into the muggy territory for most of Saturday. And then when the front comes through Sunday morning, we see those dew points drop right back down into the 40s and 30s, and we dry out. So the temperatures this week, bit of a roller coaster ride. You get warm Saturday, our warmest day on our 7-day forecast. Start to drop on Sunday with the front. We're in the 60s Monday, Tuesday, and then build back into the 70s before we get another front by Friday of next week. So you'll want to pay close attention to the numbers next couple days, especially if you have outdoor plans for spring break. KSAT weather app, always there for you. We put those numbers in manually ourselves, so we'll keep you up to date as the forecast evolves. But looking at the big picture here, you can see the clouds and the showers with that front. We didn't get any rain. Most of the showers have been well east of us, but we've got another system off to the west that will push that front through on Sunday. And you can see the difference the front is making, 50s and 60s where we are. You can compare that to the 80s they're seeing in deep South Texas, where it is still warm, and that front will not make it all the way down there today. I do want to mention very quickly, and I got to put this in there, that La Nina has come to an end. The Climate Prediction Center says they will not issue any more advisories on La Nina. We are now trending towards neutral and then moving towards El Nino. What does that mean? And by the way, this red color here represents El Nino. As we get into the summer and fall, we think that the likelihood of El Nino developing is higher, and that means we could see more rain in the forecast. It also means possibly a quieter Atlantic hurricane season. But I think it's good news all in all. If we could get some more rain in here and get some pattern changes, that would be great. 88 Saturday, 82 Sunday. Don't forget to spring forward. Very small rain chances Monday and Tuesday with highs in the 60s. And as we showed you, we moderate back into the 70s by Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Justin.
Hey, it was a rough day in the Dome for a couple of local boys basketball teams. We've got that for you. And Bernie and Brendan are trying to reverse that trend. Coming up. It turned out to be a who really wants it that bad game. Class 4A semifinals between San Antonio Veterans Memorial and Dallas Kimball, back and forth, all contest long. Third quarter, Zachary Rigg using some speed, break the press. He got in there for a two-pointer. Less than 30 seconds left in the frame. Garvia Merriweathers makes a layup. Vets lead 36-35 after three. Fourth quarter, Dennis DeMarion driving to the hoop, dishes to William Navarro. Patriots within two, but Dallas Kimball goes on a big run, and they end up winning at 50-47. Both teams made 16 field goals and 3 3-pointers apiece, but Kimball was 3 better at the free throw line. And now they are moving on.
Of course, it stings a little bit. We had a couple of turnovers late, even by myself, some missed free throws. Like Coach commented on, can't knock the effort. I wish it turned out different, but we've left it all on the floor.
They did what they were supposed to do. And then a couple came out, we'd like to have another crack at it, but you just don't get that. And I think they held their own, and for it to be a one-possession game, it speaks to their character.
Can't fault leaving it all on the floor. Veterans Memorial wraps up their season at 36-4. Childress beat Lytle 69-48. Lytle picked up some early fouls, and Childress took advantage. The Pirates finished the season at 34-7. Bernie Greyhounds are going to take on the Houston Washington Golden Eagles later on today. It's the 4A state semifinals at 3 o'clock in the Dome. This marks the Greyhounds' third straight trip to state and their 6th overall as a program. So what does Bernie need to do to advance to the 4A championship game?
We got to stick together. We got to play as a team. You know, we got to break their press. They got some great athletes. So we got to stay composed and stay true to ourselves and play our defense and get good shots on offense.
Definitely stop number 2. He's a pretty good shooter, a pretty good player. Number 11's a big kid, so kind of taking them 2 out and making the rest of them win the game.
They've got a couple of Division I players on the team, so it's a challenge, but you know, it's what you expect when you get to the state tournament. You know, you don't expect anything else, and we're up for the challenge, and we're looking forward to it.
And last but not least, Beaumont United and Brennan will square off tonight at 7 o'clock in the Class 6A state semifinals. Once again, the bottom line is the UTSA women's basketball team found a way to get it done. They pulled off the upset over Rice to advance to the Conference USA semifinals. Roadrunners struggled in the first half and trailed 31-19 at halftime. They made 6 of 30 field goal attempts, and at one point they missed 17 consecutive shots. But they regrouped during halftime, scored 15 in the third, season-high 28 in the fourth, for that big comeback and stun number 3 Rice, 62-54. Conference USA Player of the Year, Jordan Jenkins scored 12 of her game-high 22 in that decisive fourth frame.
All year long, we've had close ones, whether it's a close loss or a close win. We've learned how to fight through for 40 minutes and just go possession by possession and just stick it out to the end.
I really think we started moving the needle somewhat. I mean, a month ago, you know, you could really tell that this team was gelling, but I think today they found a version of themselves that I'm not sure they knew they had.
All right, UTSA will play number 2 seed Western Kentucky in the conference semifinals. The Towel Rack, they write about Western Kentucky athletics, tweeted that the Lady Top draws literally the best draw they could possibly dream. First they played number 10 UAB, and now they get number 6 seed UTSA. Ooh, that sounds like bulletin board material. This has UTSA fans fired up, including head coach Jeff Traylor, who hit the RT and wrote, "Be careful what you wish for." Hope Coach Karen and the women's team gets to see that. You know they will. After 5 days off the court, Spurs back in action tonight, hosting the Denver Nuggets. Tip-off of that one, 7 o'clock, AT&T Center. We'll have highlights coming up for you tonight on the Night Beat. They got some practice time in, what they needed.
Well, what I was going to say is if I knew that team could do that in the final minutes of a game, I'd be a little intimidated.
Yeah, I wouldn't be messing with him.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. We'll see. Good luck.
New today at 5, find out how you can get unlimited access to your family doctor. And all you would have to do for it is to pay a monthly rate. Today at 5, hear from a woman who says she is saving hundreds of dollars a month after switching to direct primary care. There was a deadly mass shooting at a Jehovah's Witness Kingdom Hall in Germany. And police say a lone gunman shot and killed 7 people, 4 people, 2 women, as well as an unborn child, before then killing himself. ABC's M. Wim with why there are questions about a previous investigation of the shooter that somehow allowed him to buy a gun.
The Hamburg, Germany community in shock after a gunman opened fire at a Jehovah's Witnesses Kingdom Hall, killing 7 people, including an unborn child. German authorities say the suspected gunman, a former member of the congregation, acted alone and then killed himself after police stormed the building, but not before injuring 8 others, 4 of them seriously. Police are still searching for a motive.
Das ist jetzt passiert. Das ist die
The Interior Minister saying this is the worst crime in the recent history of our city. He says when shots rang out, police arrived within minutes of the first emergency call, which came in around 9:04. Almost immediately after that, a special operations unit that happened to be in the area got to the scene and was able to separate the gunman from others. Top officials crediting that swift response for saving many lives.
And I will also give a special mention to the Hamburg police, who reacted with speed and incredible bravery, bringing people to safety.
Police identified the suspected shooter as 35-year-old Philip F., saying he fired more than 100 rounds during the attack. They say the man was previously investigated after authorities received a tip that he might not be suitable to bear firearms, but was ultimately cleared. Police say he legally purchased the semi-automatic pistol used in the shooting in December.
Attacks are always despicable, but attacks on places of worship, by definition, places of peace, is truly shocking.
Jehovah's Witnesses saying in a statement the shooter attacked after their midweek meeting had ended, adding, "Our prayers are with all those affected." Police say the suspected gunman had no criminal record and no terrorist background. The investigation continues. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
More setbacks for an embattled railway company at the center of several high-profile derailments. A train traveling from Georgia to Mississippi derailed in a wooded area in Alabama yesterday. No one hurt in that incident. This happened just as Norfolk Southern CEO Alan Shaw was testifying in a Senate hearing, vowing to fix the situation in East Palestine. You recall that massive derailment spewed toxic chemicals onto that Ohio community. And even though the CEO is vowing to make it right, some Ohio residents aren't completely convinced because of possible lasting effects.
I mean, it's great that he wants to put millions into everything, but that's not going to change how people's health is. The health is already ruined by this air and stuff. Unfortunately, that's not going to help.
Meanwhile, Norfolk Southern is also investigating a different derailment in Springfield, Ohio. The company now says that March 4th wreck was caused by loose wheels. The company said it also identified additional case of, quote, unusual wheel movement, end quote. It's now issued an order to remove the cars from service until their wheel sets can be replaced, and have taken steps to remove the cars from service until they can be fully inspected.
Safety versus convenience. It's an argument that is dividing neighbors in Northwest Bexar County when it comes to traffic. Now, county residents who cut through a Helotes street could soon be fined for it. People living in Davis Ranch have used Beverly Hills Drive to get to FM 1560 much more quickly than another route. But the city of Helotes just passed an ordinance banning through traffic on Beverly Hills. People who get caught might see a fine between $250 and $500. Those who have used the shortcut in the past say having to go around adds nearly an hour to their commute.
Traffic in San Antonio is bad enough, and now we're being limited on our roads that we can use.
However, those living along the Helotes city streets say that traffic is just too much for their little neighborhood.
Just taking a walk in the neighborhood or walking their dogs. Kids riding their bikes. That's not possible anymore with this amount of traffic. It's dangerous.
Helotes Mayor Rich Whitefield tells KSAT that the ordinance is just for more than safety, but to preserve the street that isn't built to handle high volume traffic. County Precinct 2 Commissioner Justin Rodriguez says legally the county can't fight the city ordinance on this, but he is looking to find an alternative solution with the city of Helotes.
The first in a new series of atmospheric river flowed into California, and now forecasters warn that widespread heavy rain would raise the threat of flooding in a state still digging out from earlier storms. The flood threat will come from the combination of rain and the melting snow. Meanwhile, in Southern California, the death toll is expected to rise after back-to-back blizzards devastated mountain communities east of Los Angeles. The San Bernardino Sheriff's Office says at least 13 people have died since the first storm hit.
And I was just reading that they've got some evacuations underway. They're having mudslides in California and all kinds of things. The bad news continues there. The good news continues here, Justin.
Well, it's pretty incredible that they went from being in a serious drought to almost erasing that drought in one season. It does kind of indicate to me that we are starting to see a switch over from the La Nina to more El Nino type patterns. Again, we'll see how that affects our forecast going forward. We're still dry here. And if you're squeamish, you may want to look away. Look at this picture. This is from our KSAT Connect. This was a snake that looks like a coral snake found near the road near Foster Meadows and Bear Branch. It's that time of year again. It sure is. All the varmints are coming out right now. So just keep an eye out. We don't want to run into that. Thank you so much for that picture. Let's look at airport delays across the country. A lot of people traveling right now. There are no delays here in San Antonio. There is some active weather, though, out west, and it's conceivable we could see some delays there. We are seeing one in Los Angeles, about a 45-minute delay for folks flying into LAX or out of LAX. Otherwise, no other delays, at least at the moment, but it is going to be a busy traveling next couple of days. 3 p.m., 71 degrees. We're up around 73 this afternoon, down into the 60s tonight, but it's not going to get all that chilly. Yes, it's cooler today, but we're not going to see a really cool overnight because moisture surges back in. Clouds are back by tomorrow morning, and tomorrow promises to be a very warm day. We could be approaching 90 degrees by tomorrow afternoon. More on that forecast and another cold front on Sunday coming up in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Some big names are hoping to take home a golden statue during the Oscars. We're going to take a look at some of the tightest races still ahead.